This is my ultra runner year in review. I did about 10 events, 200 milers, a few trail races, and a few 50Ks. And I also finished up with 2 5Ks with my kids to kind of get them into running. So the first event of the year was Mount Tammany 10. It is a race with about 1,200 feet of climbing. It's basically a looped course where you do these 3-mile loops up the side of a mountain, and it is rocky as you could possibly believe. It made it extremely difficult because it was pretty poor conditions. It was wet, cold, and this was probably the closest I ever came to dropping from an event. Up next was the Philadelphia Trail Marathon. This was basically the race I was waiting for all year. I was very excited to run a full marathon at the place where I was doing all my training. And I've been coming here since I was a kid, so I knew the course very well. I knew all the climbs, descents, and it led to a very good performance that day. Next is the Broad Street 10 miler. This was the race that started it all for me 20 years ago. So it basically got me into running, and I've been doing this race ever since with my family. It's just an amazing course. It's fast, it's downhill, and it has just great support. People come out, and there's spectators all along the course cheering you on. It has such great energy, and I have never missed this race as far back as 20 years. So the very first 100 miler of the year that I did was Old Dominion. This is a very historic race. It's one of the oldest 100-mile races in the country, right next to Western States.
Going up.
You know, all they told you in the pre-race meeting was basically how much you were possibly going to get lost on the course. I'd never had anything like that in a race that I had done. So I had the course loaded on my watch, and I was, familiar with all the turns and everything, but I still ended up going off course. And about, I think 11 of us, I think total is what I heard, went off course. And I was with this group of 4 guys calling ourselves the Lost Boys, who all missed the same turn and basically added about 4 miles onto the course. And then the whole day was just spent trying to chase that sub 24 so I can get a belt buckle in this race. If you do not go under sub 24 for this race, you do not get a buckle. Basically just get a bag and a pat on the back. So but still great race, great course, besides all the issues with following the course. All right, 4 Corner Fridays was a challenge that I did with my friend Alex and a few others. We attempted to complete the very challenging route through the Wissahickon Valley Park. That's about 22 miles and 3K of climbing. And we did it, I think, about 6 times, although there was 7 attempts. And if you live near Philadelphia or run at the Wissahickon, it is a route that you must attempt at least once. It's also really great training for the Philadelphia Trail Marathon.
This is number 7 of the order station.
So next race, we decided as a family to all go out and do the Derriere 5K, with my youngest doing the fun run. We spent the summer training for the race, slowly building up their mileage. This wasn't forced. They wanted to do it. They wanted to go out and do a race. So I honestly forgot how far a 5K can feel when you're just starting out. And we spent the summer training for it, the race, and it really paid off for them. They all did very well, all ran great times, and it was just a fun day. They put on a very good event. Scoogy Events is just one of the top people that puts on very family fun events in this area. Okay, this was a really interesting event. So the guy I work out with, his name is John Sullivan, has been doing this for the past 7 years. Basically, you do a broad jump burpee for a mile, and that's it. I mean, you just have to complete the mile, and he asked if I wanted to join. I was very interested in doing it with him this year. I think I was more nervous for this than some of the 100-mile races I had done in the past, mostly because I didn't even know if I could complete that many burpees. There was no time limit, but still, it was just something that was completely foreign to me. It went very well. It wasn't as hard as I thought, it was fun. I mean, I would totally do it again, plan to do it again next year. And if you live in the Philadelphia area and want to join us, send me a message, and I can give you the details of time for meetup and whatnot.
The end is soon. It's right up there.
All right, the big one, Leadville. Basically, I have been dreaming of running this race since I found out about ultras and since I've read books like Born to Run, Ultramarathon Man. This race has been on my radar, and I've heard about the altitude, how difficult it is. So I was very fortunate. I got an entry into the 2023 Leadville 40th year, and I loved every minute of it. What was not so great was when we got there, and basically the altitude just destroyed me. We landed on Wednesday night, and didn't sleep that night. Next few days, same thing. I just could not sleep at night. I probably got a combined maybe 2 to 3 hours of sleep the 3 days before the race. So I just made sure to keep my feet up. I took it easy, did some very light running just to kind of acclimate, but it didn't make a difference. So, I mean, I always think I was just running on the hype of this race and to get me through it. And it did. I mean, I was just barely able to make it to the finish line, but I still finished. Had about like 20 minutes left and got it done. But still, amazing experience. I still can't get over the fact that I was able to get out there and do it. All right, Shawangunk Trail Challenge, trail run. This was a completely unknown. This just happened to see the race on Ultra Sign Up and looked into it more, and I was intrigued by the fact that there was no aid stations, no course markings, no food. So you basically had to be self-supported, and I thought it was possible to do because the Garmin watches are very good at following the course and tracking it. So if you have the course on your watch, I don't think I'd be able to really get lost. I used a life straw for all the water that I would take on the course, and food. I was able to load up my pack and carry enough food for 30 miles. I would totally do this event again. It was more fun than I was expecting, and the course was absolutely beautiful. As you can see from the video, it was just amazing views. There was a waterfall, and really just awesome people that put on this event. And there's not much they got to do, so I can see them. Hopefully this keeps going on year after year.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, up next was the Healthy Kids Running Series. So this is a national community-based nonprofit that provides a 5-week running series for ages 2 to 14. And it's designed just to get kids active and feel accomplished and kind of lay the foundation for an active lifestyle. I highly recommend this to pretty much anybody with kids that wants to introduce them to running and kind of get them excited about it. And at the end of the season, we decided to throw in a turkey trot. I didn't bring my camera out or anything, but it was just one of the amazing things that happened was the family all did it, but Isaac ended up running a 23-minute 5K on a hilly course. He ended up, I think, taking 5th overall, and I was just shocked. And the last thing that I did for the season was I got my UESCA ultrarunning certificate. So I hope to help others, with their ultra running goals and races that they want to take on. And I started a website. For more information, you can go to ultraruncoach.com. And that's it. That was my entire season, and I can't wait for next year and new races on the calendar, and hopefully coaching some people to finish their first ultra. Thanks for watching.